Hi, I'm Crystal Ball, and this is the Balanced Butterfly Theory. In today's world of crazy, I think balance is more needed than ever. Today, the world is divided over left wing versus right wing. What if the answer to today's chaos isn't picking a side, but about finding balance? Just like a butterfly can't fly without both wings, our society can't move forward if we tear one side of the wing off. It's not the wings that decide where the butterfly goes. It's the heart and the mind. Today in America, I think we've lost our minds, and we've definitely lost our hearts for one another as humans. This week, while the internet exploded in division and yet another round of culture war theatrics, I want to share my view with what I call the balanced butterfly theory. Who am I to create this theory? Well, I'm Crystal Ball, and I'm an expert in this because I have lived in these extremes. I grew up deeply entrenched in the cult of American right-wing fringe culture and the white conservative Christian Charlie Kirk style belief system under cult leader Bill Gothard. From the bottom 5% of poverty to the top 5% of earners, from virgin to sexpert, from fear to fearless, from cult dad to devil dad, I have been through many extremes in my lifetime. As a teenager, I spoke at the NRA conventions, read the Bible 7 times cover to cover, homeschooled, and believed having babies and being a godly life was my highest calling. But that world left me in a suicidally depressed sea of abuse, hypocrisy, poverty, and fear, shame, guilt, as I say in my new book, Diary of a Cult Girl. I was promised freedom in America, but my America was not free. My childhood on the right wing was a world of hyper control. I had a bleak outlook for my future and could not be myself. I was too busy serving. There was no autonomy, sense of self, or real love. There were no boundaries, no options, no willpower, just service to the male authorities, adherence to whatever the godly men told us we should do, whatever they decided was best for us, and a lifetime of following our godly leaders. I dressed the way I was told, believed what I was told, read what they allowed, judged whom they said were bad, and watched what they said I could watch. So it is very concerning to see history repeating itself right now. In the authoritarian regime, trad wife culture I see coming back into vogue. I know what control is. I lived it. And for anyone praising Charlie Kirk, I will literally give you a free copy of the letters and journals, historical documents that I wrote while growing up in this from my new book, Diary of a Cult Girl. If you will simply read what my history was like 26 years ago under the godly leaders who said the same things. It was a very pessimistic world, but I found an optimistic world once I left over on the left. And I was an optimist at heart. I did not want to live in that fear, shame, guilt world. So I escaped and paid the price with abandonment, rejection, and excommunication, losing my family, my church, my identity, my home, and the siblings and babies that I had raised as my own. I pendulum swung to the left slowly over 2 decades as I got a world-class education in business and psychology. I went wild and free, exploring everything in this great adventure of life. Helen Keller's "Life is a daring adventure or nothing at all" quote was my motto. So I just spent the last 2 years cocooning to research and analyze even deeper to solidify my core beliefs so I could teach my boys how to view and handle the current world we live in. In this journey, I became a realist. I just published this book that is proof of how this imbalance destroys individuals just as much as it does nations. I am living proof that balance brings freedom, peace, and security. A butterfly doesn't fly with one wing, it crashes. It only achieves lift and freedom when both wings work in balance together. Our society works the same way. Whether it's politics, religion, or relationships, extremes alone lead to collapse. Balance is the true driver of progress. In this current frenzy, the loudest voices pull us toward chaos. But just as a butterfly must flap both wings for harmony, we need opposing perspectives, diversity of thought, and respectful tension to rise higher. One-sided thinking, whether from the right or left, Republican or Democrat, religious or non-religious, grounds us in conflict rather than lifting us towards solutions. If you are tired of the chaos and the crazy and ready for a new way of thinking, I invite you to read more in my book or on my Substack. Join the conversation or order my new book here at crystalballadventures.com.